Good morning. Welcome to NewsWare's Trade Talk for Thursday, May 28th. Okay, let's get into the action. Take a look at the S&Ps, which are down 0.19%, about 0.2%. We were down 0.25%, but we're mixed to lower, essentially. And really, the market's bracing for a heavy slate of economic reports that are due out this morning. And you got oil prices ticking higher, due to a slight resumption of hostilities in the Middle East and no agreement being signed off on. But I will tell you that President Trump is going to be holding an on-camera briefing with Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent today at 2 p.m. That's something to watch out for. On the economic calendar, it's full today. PCE, GDP, jobless claims. These are just some of the reports that are due out before the opening, and these reports can definitely create volatility in the markets. On the corporate side, you got 3M being sued by Australia for $1.4 billion over forever chemical contamination. IBM is unveiling Project Lightwell to help enterprise secure open source software. And then you got FedEx Freight, FDXF, Frank David X-Ray Frank. They're going to be replacing American Airlines, AAL, in the Dow Jones Transportation Index on June 1st. There's also news out there that the Trump administration is going to be pursuing funding deals to increase domestic production of drones. That's UMAC, Uncle Michael Apple Charlie. On the corporate calendar today, you got shareholders meetings from Upstart, Cheesecake Factory, Netgear, and Salesforce.com. On the earnings front, Snow, Marvell, LG, Dollar Tree, NCNO, they're all trading higher after their earnings results. Salesforce, SNPS, Burlington Stores, HPQ, they're all trading lower after their reports. And then after the bell today, we got Costco, we got Dell, we got Autodesk, we got NTAP, and we got Gap Stores, all set to release. And then we got to take a quick peek over at Europe and see what's happening with the European markets this morning. And the DAX, the DAX continues to weaken. It's been weakening all morning long. It's currently down 136 points or 0.54% with weakness in autos and financial shares. But the FTSE's down over 1%. It's down 1.07% with weakness in mining and utility stocks. And in France, the French markets are down 0.5%, 0.54%. You're seeing pressure due to a drop in share prices of luxury stocks, and the French PPI rose 2.1% year over year in April, which was a big jump from March, which came in essentially flat. And then we're looking over at Asia last night, and Asia was in the red. No other way to say it. You had the Nikkei drop 0.47%. That market's expecting additional rate hikes due to the rising inflation, and oil, ticking higher is not helping that sentiment at all this morning. You got Hong Kong down 1.27% with weakness in financial stocks, retail stocks, and tech stocks. But China actually gained 0.12%. They finished higher, mainly due to tech stocks, which rebounded in the afternoon to push that index into the green. So that's the only real positive that I see in the markets this morning. I'm looking at oil. That is also positive, I guess. You got WTI up 3.07%. WTI is trading $91.35. You got Brent trading $96.91, up 2.78%. API data came out last night, showed a draw of 2.8 million barrels. EIA data is on tap for this morning. Remember, that's coming out at noon. And it's coming out at noon because Monday was a holiday, so it pushes back a day in a couple hours. But, the overnight action about Iran launching some drones, targeting some commercial vessels, which were intercepted by U.S. forces, it's not really elevating the markets too much. It's a source of concern, but they're really still waiting on, some sort of agreement to come out. So that the agreement is still, the key factor here that we're waiting on. But the rhetoric continues to be negative, and honestly, at this point, no agreement could happen. We could just, it could be a silent agreement without anything on paper. But we'll have to wait and see what happens over the course of the next few weeks. On the earnings front, we got a lot of earnings news. A lot of earnings came out last night and this morning. Some of the highlights, I got to start off with Dollar Tree, DLTR. That stock's up 13.07% as they beat by 19 cents, and they did it on higher revenue. Then you look at Snowflake, SNOW, that stock's up 38.34%. They beat by 7 cents on higher revenue. Then you get a look at Marvell, MRVL, that stock's up 1.62%. They beat by a penny. They did it on slightly higher revenue, good enough to cause the stock to move higher. After the bell today, we got Dell Technologies, ticker DELL. Their EPS is $3 with an expected move of 9.93%. Then you get NTAP, their EPS is $2.27. Expected move is 12.44%. You got Costco, COSD, Charlie Oscar Sam Tom. EPS is $4.91. Expected move is 3.10% when they release after the bell today. Now we got to move on into the economic reports that are hitting the tape today. And we got to start off with, at 8:30 a.m. we got jobless claims, we got durable goods orders, we got GDP, we get the PCE, all coming out at 8:30 before the bell. At 10 a.m. we get the new home sales, and then at noon we're going to get the EIA oil inventory report. In terms of Fed speak, we're going to hear from New York Fed Bank President John Williams at 8:55 a.m. At 10:15 a.m. we're going to hear from St. Louis Fed Bank President Alberto Musam, and at 3 p.m. we're going to hear from Richmond Fed Bank President Thomas Barkin. Okay, let's move on. Let's talk about some news hitting the tape this morning. I guess we got to start off with Amazon. I mean, Amazon Web Services put out a press release saying they're going to help retailers build AI-powered shopping experiences. Google, one of their engineers apparently used confidential information to make over $1 million in a Polymarket bet. Meta Platforms, Zuckerberg, the CEO, stated that Meta Cloud computing business is definitely on the table. Tesla, the EU is proposing new rules for satellite access, which is kind of a negative for Starlink. Anytime government gets involved, it's a negative. Dow Jones 30 stocks, JP Morgan CEO Jamie Dimon indicated the bank has discussed asset management and payment type deals. Those could be on the table. 3M, Minnesota Mining Manufacturing, stocks trading lower this morning as Australian government sues 3M for $1.4 billion over forever chemical contamination. Microsoft, Pentagon awards Microsoft $9.7 billion in enterprise software contract as part of a cost reduction effort. Merger news, CZR, Caesars Entertainment inks a deal to be acquired for $31 per share. This is a $17.6 billion deal. They got a lot of debt, but wow, that's a good price for them, the 31. United Airlines CEO Kirby says that merger with JetBlue is not going to happen. In terms of guidance news, Marvell, MRVL sees Q2 adjusted EPS 93 cents plus or minus a nickel. Street estimate is 90 cents. That's okay. HPQ, Hewlett Packard narrows its 2026 EPS view to $2.90 to $3.10. Street estimate is $2.89. That's an uptick. In Dollar Tree, they adjusted their Q2 EPS to $1 to $1.15. Street estimate's $1. That's an uptick. Shareholders meetings today: Upstart, Cheesecake Factory, Netgear, Salesforce.com. Buybacks, ticker H, Hyatt Hotels announced a $1 billion increase to the share repurchasing authorization. Okay, now we're going to do our pick of the day. I started looking at this yesterday. MDB, MongoDB. Our earnings are out today after the bell. EPS is $1.18. Expected move is 16.29%. Yesterday's call volume, 11,846 calls versus 7,350 puts. Positive. Open interest, 91,659 on the call side to 65,356 on the put side. 91K to 65K on the open interest. Positive. Major brokers raising price targets. Gotta like that. I want to get in 295 area. That's what I'm really hoping for. The stock's already trading higher. I might have missed it, but that's going to be my pick of the day. MDB, MongoDB, 295 area. Okay, let's talk about stocks that are moving the market this morning. ACON, they're going to be acquired by Echo Lake, $4 per share, cash. Algient introduces an open lab sync lab execution system. FLS, Frank Larry Sam, Starboard Valued, issues a letter to Flowserve Board of Directors. Starboard Valued likely has a position in FLS. Salesforce and CVS Health expand collaboration to streamline call centers. Apollo APO makes a $2 billion minority investment in Apex Service Partners. CVS adds Zepbound to its preferred drug list and reversal from their previous comments. EU fines PDD Term U 200 million euros for breaching DSA. Lilly reports PBMs to cover full obesity medicine portfolio. Nice. Boeing CEO says a 200 jet China deal initial tranche with more to come. That's what President Trump said earlier. So that's very positive of a far bigger deal for the plane maker. All right, that's all I'm seeing this morning. Okay, let's move on to our pick of the day from yesterday, which was Braze BRZE. Hey, stock opened up at 24.56, and then it actually did hit 25.98 after the earnings were announced initially. So that was a big pop. So the 1% was there slightly, but now the stock's trading lower. But BRZE, had the possibility for the 1% gain, that's for sure. All right, traders, that concludes today's podcast. You guys know what to do. Let's go out there and let's make some green.